guys, your boy Calms here with all things Dex. Uh, just doing a video this time explaining how to do some video editing. Like I said in the intro video, the app I like to use for video editing is CapCut. X Recorder actually allows you to do some in-house recording or video editing, sorry. But I prefer using CapCut, so I'm just gonna use basically a CapCut tutorial. We're not going to go through every feature. We're just going to go through features that you can basically use in almost all video editing apps. So that's basically, like iMovie, stuff like that. CapCut, of course, Adobe Rush, not Lightroom, Final Cut Pro, stuff like that. So the basic stuff. But since it's all things Dex, I'm basically showing you guys that it's possible to do most stuff that you can do on those high-end editing softwares on Dex. So let's get right into it. So I'm just basically editing another video that I am doing on music editing that I recorded, and I decided that okay, since I'm basically editing it, might as well show you guys how to do some video editing at the same time. For simplicity, I always have my intro as a separate video, so I could just like add it instead of having to like redo it each time. I'm pretty sure most people do it that way anyways. So I'll just show you guys that real quick. So it's basically like a really quick thing with CapCut that I did. I threw some videos together and then basically had my logo pop up at the end, or my profile with the like and subscribe. Those are in-house to CapCut. So of course you guys have seen it, you saw it at the beginning of this video. So basically if I press on just like such, you can see the different layers and everything, which CapCut allows you to do. They allow you to overlap, and then you could add things on top. The circle is done by masking. If I press on it, you can see that if I click on mask, it shows you the mask and everything. So you have all these nifty little tricks that you can fidget around with. Stuff like animation, like how it pops up. I wanted that kind of like zoom in from the back. So if you go to animations, click on in, you can see I chose zoom in, and then I just set the speed to a speed that I like. And then of course that's how I got that. And then as you saw before, I also added the mask. The reason I'm clicking back is because I don't want to change anything on it. Then here, this was basically CapCut that did it by itself, but one of its like nice little features where, let me show you that at the beginning. I'll actually show it to you with, I'll just create one right now. So it's auto cut. This is normally used for like, I normally use it for like small promos and stuff like that, but I decided to just use it for this. Like if I throw in a few random videos, let's say 1, 2, 3. You can also go for photos. Let's go for like 1, 2, 3 randomly. I click next. It's going to generate a very simple thing. Yeah, so it's that simple, guys. It's nothing really hard. So that was basically how I did the intro video, and then of course I edited the song, the music and everything. And there were some videos that I didn't like the way they were imported, so I just kind of like switched that myself. But all in all, it's that. So for this video, the music editing video, there were some problems I went through, like in terms of recording. Since I was using a DAW, or 2 DAWs actually in that video, it would switch between the recorder mic and then the DAW mic. So then at some points it went lower. So if I press on the audio signal, you can see that at some points it looks pretty high. It looks kind of okay because just my voice. This audio signal at the bottom is basically music. That's why it's kind of more increase because at every point there's something playing, but the top one is just my voice, so it goes up and down, it goes in and out. But when I get to the actual the online DAW, so I use the BandLab at this section, you can see that it kind of flattens out completely. So there's still a signal here, it's just that it gets very, very low. So I had to like play around with that, and I had to increase it. So if I press on it, you can see that I have some keyframes here. And what I basically did is I increased the audio of this at like to the max. So if you look around here, it should be at 100% the audio. But then if I go to the second keyframe, I increased it basically all the way to 1000. So, and even with the 1000%, you could barely, well, I wouldn't say barely. If you watch the video, which will be linked in the description, you'll actually hear how much lower it gets. It's not so bad, but it did mean that I had to decrease the volume of the backing track. So if I come to this side, you can see that it's around, still pretty low, but it's like 3 or 4. Exactly. And if you go to the next one, this, I decreased it like literally to 1. It says 0, but it's at 1. Oh, now it's at 0, so put it at 1. Exactly. Alright, so yeah, pause that. So I had to basically decrease it, and then I explained it in the video as well. Oh, well, actually I can take the chance to show you guys that. So you can also add text inside, where you just click on text, and then you write whatever you want. You can choose different font styles. You have add text, style lets you choose between the fonts, the actual style, the color, everything, the effects if you want some. You could put it in like bubbles, chat bubbles and stuff like that if you're doing some, like you're trying to make some type of cartoonish video or something like that. Animations, you can animate whether it comes in, out, you can even loop it. I just went for a basic thing. I just wanted to explain like what was going on, so I didn't really add any of that. But yeah, the options are always there. And if you want to add a different text, like you want templates and stuff, here you have your template. So like I said, the like, subscribe is here. You can have like game highlights, maybe you're doing like a sports thing, you have a bunch of them. You have breaking news, maybe you're doing news broadcast. You have far away, like for if you're adding like a location to your thing, which is nice if you're doing like events and stuff like that. So that's like if you're doing promo. You could even have like a song bar. You want to add messages if you're doing like some type of texting scene in like I don't know, maybe a short or something like that. Then you have social media. Once again, they actually added some more features, but these weren't here a while ago. I think it stopped up to here. These are like some nice additions. I like them. And then you have these things as well. Very nice. And then you have just some more as you go along. Exactly, so that's basically it. And then so for the text, like the templates and everything, so you can just scroll through that. You can add to favorites. I think I used this for one of my one of the videos I produced. I used this. It wasn't for Valentine's Day, so of course I changed the title, but yeah, I added it to my favorites because I like the way it looks. For this actual video, I was just talking about how important export stuff, so it goes through. So one thing I still have to do is edit the audio, because since it clips out some parts, it kind of gets out of sync with the video. There's a part that I've already done towards the end. Just shorten this a bit so you can actually elongate and de-escalate the length of the slider track at the bottom to make it easier to see. So like here, for instance, I had to kind of take the audio and separate a bit. So if you listen, there's like a silent part here, which didn't really bother me too much, so I left it as such. And then when it cuts back, like aligned, you can see that clips a bit, but exactly, so that cuts. So I think there's just one more part that does it around here, so I'm just gonna edit that a bit to get it synced up again. Exactly, so you can see that it gets a little bit out of sync here. So what I'll do is I'll splice it here or split it. Then I will kind of move this back a bit. I'll take this forward a bit. That should correct it. We'll see. If I take it forward, I also have to bring this back a little bit. And let's see how it sounds. Perfect. So you can see it's well aligned and everything. So that means I can actually take the time to, or sorry, I can actually just leave it like that. And I believe that was the last thing I actually had to do for that video. I'm also gonna add like some outro videos. So you can actually change this last CapCut video. You don't have to like, you can tap to edit the text and even the image, I believe. I'm just gonna put like a simple thank you, nothing too fancy, just like the ones that you see at the end of the videos. So it's basically that that I'm gonna do. And yeah, that's basically how you can do some simple editing with CapCut. Just import your files. If you need to import more, you just click on the plus. Then it's as simple as just selecting those that you want to use. And you can add photos like I showed you. There's stock videos if you need any. You can go to your albums and all that stuff. And yeah, so if there are any questions or any things you guys would like me to cover that I haven't covered in CapCut, I'm gonna try to do an in-depth tutorial of CapCut itself. But if there's anything specific that you guys would like for me to cover, just let me know and I'll try to cover as much as possible. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys in the next video.